unfortunately. And it's been 8 years, but I can tell you, it's like yesterday. In the same part of Florida, my son was shot and killed by Italy. Although he put himself in that situation, he's still my baby. People got kids doing that. And others, that's okay. You remember the day he was born. Remember the day he started walking. Remember the day he started talking. He's still your baby. So no matter how you do it, you don't have to kill somebody. But again, and what I can say to the young men, you young guys, like I said, my son put himself in a situation, it's because of the company that you choose. Now, there are things that you can do to keep some of that from happening. First thing you can do, and I saw it as soon as I got out of church today, I stopped by a store. Young men, look, all you guys need to make a campaign to get rid of that buster sag. Why do you want to present yourself and say, hey, look at me, I've been in jail? Because that's where it came from. That's one of the things that you can do. And so I'm feeling his name emotionally. And that's the two things I got to say. He mentioned that he was in that part of Florida with his sister. Think about what I got to think about. My son was killed less than 50 miles from that place. And the reason what he said is because black folks, yes, black folks, they don't value our lives. That is the problem. The white men brought us over here to be slaves, but yeah, there's another 50% of them. And guess what? Some people who just like us sold us into that.
That's right.
And some of them don't like us. Hell, they darker than we are. I'm going on that. I'm sure there are people that can speak on that.
I feel like they need to get rid of that stand your rights, that law. They need to just get rid of it, period. And we have two different laws out here, black law and white law. So, you know, it's very good information that Brother Sharif have told us is real, so nobody shouldn't get offended or mad because it's real. And it happens every day. You know, I have two teenage sons, you know, when I talk to them, I tell them, don't sag like the rest of the kids sag. Be different. Who's going to hire you sagging? Who your pants up? Why you want to show your underwear? What's the purpose? Y'all think about it. God bless y'all, young men.
So, Brother Sharif spoke about cultural warfare. What was it? Psychological warfare. I'm a hip-hop head. Since hip-hop culture came, I've been a sucker for it. When I was 12 years old, when I heard my first rap song, I said, that's me. It speaks to me. Hip-hop has been very influential in terms of fashion, thought process, whole nother, a lot of things. The sagging of your pants is a ploy by the same people who you go out and buy Nikes because you saw the commercial. You go out and get McDonald's because you saw the commercial. It's commercialization. We're consumers. We love to get and have and hoard. We gotta be up on the newest, latest. I go shopping for a pair of pants and you can't get pants that aren't skin tight unless you're paying $60, $70. I'm not gonna pay $70 for a pair of jeans. What I'm getting to is, there's a psychological warfare against young brothers by telling you, yeah, sag your pants because that's cool, because rich black men do it on TV, see? Decency is up for grabs. We don't have to be decent, be rich. If you're rich, you can show your underwear. That's how it is. And that's the message that they're telling you. They're not telling you it came from prison. They're not telling you it signifies men who take it from other men. They're not telling you what that is. They're telling you because somebody else wears it and shows you, hey, this is the new fad. And it's a hip-hop cat who's selling it to you. It's an MC that a lot of us like, or artists that we look at and, oh man, that's the new style. Those of us who are my age, I'm 37, who grew up with hip-hop culture, know we kept up with the styles, and when something else changed, we jumped on it, like, oh, that's hot. Okay, now they're baggy, we'll wear that. Now the hoodies are in, let's rock some of those. Bald heads is good, let's do that. Because that was our culture. We were changing and moving with our culture, but now, once our culture was sold, and once our culture was profited on by others, we didn't see that change. We didn't see the transition. We just saw it as our culture. Now our culture's on TV and on every radio station. Yeah, our culture's big now. We got hip-hop everywhere. This is what we wanted. We didn't see what happened. We gave our culture away. And we allowed them to pimp our culture to us. So now our culture tells us, wear your pants past your butt and be a gangster, which doesn't make any sense to me, because how are you going to fight somebody if you can't move? You can't move if your pants are restricting your motion. You can't run away if someone is chasing you. If a cop accosts you and you haven't done anything wrong, but you're sagging, you can't get away from them. You got to pull your pants up first. And in that moment, you get shot because you don't have your hands in the air.
And you go for your waist belt.
You're going for your waist belt. That little boy that was running with his hands, I had a phone on my hip. That's what he was holding. He probably had on a pair of big pants that were falling down here, and I seen him. I'm in Atlanta driving down College Park, and I'm looking and seeing this kid. There's a cop is chasing him on foot, and he's dusting the police. Shoes are flying off, and I mean, we get chased. This is not like 1950 or 1930 or 1850. This happens now. And any self-defense I can show you, I can tell you, it's irrelevant if you don't know how to handle yourself. I don't want to take up a lot of time talking, but I did want to say this because I was listening to some of these points. Yes, sir.
I still want to hear from the young people.
That's
We're
right.
going to get into that.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear from the young people, off of the information that you heard. What are y'all thinking? What are y'all feeling? Speak up.
I feel like I've been
Stand up.
I feel like I've been miseducated in my school. Like I haven't been told certain things. So like during February, I was ready for Valentine's Day. I thought people were gonna give me prizes and stuff, presents, and I told my dad about it, and he told me the truth about Valentine's Day and how what was it, the Pilgrims killed the Native Americans, and how they killed many of them on Valentine's Day. And the guy that the pilgrim that leaded them his name was Saint Valentine's. And they didn't tell me that in school. And they didn't tell me that when I was in 5th grade, and I'm in 6th grade now. They still haven't told me. My dad told me. And that's one of the secrets that I haven't learned. And I'm hoping to learn more.
Thank you, brother. And what are some of the things that you guys heard when we were going through these films or these things? What were some of the things that you guys hear recurring about these cases that they're using in our extermination? All right, so they place blame. And each one of these cases, they say the murdered child was up to something. They don't know what it's up to. Now, do they say what they did? What do they say they're doing? The child is murdered, but what do they say they have going on where they're going to bring you the facts? What do they call it? No, not the law, the process. After they murder the kid, and then you got all these families crying, holding pictures, standing outside the police station, holding press conferences, and when the cops come on, what do they say they're doing? What are they in the process of doing? They're investigating. And then they'll say that the kid had what? A gun. But do they find a gun?
Nope.
In any of these cases, you got murdered children. We just showed you like 15, 20 different instances. Did they say that in any of these instances they found a gun? No. None. They report there was a gun, and they have an investigation underway. But the news people will say, the witnesses will say, you heard the people, where's the gun? Where's the gun? They're not saying there's a gun. They're saying it's under investigation, but it's reported that there was a gun. All right, so you got to understand the process, the tools that they use. What my man up there said, a dead witness can tell no tales. A dead witness can tell no tales. So you got to do something before you get to that point. Understand, you doing everything you're supposed to do still does not make you safe. Like Brother Roger said, you got to walk out your door prepared. So if you already got your jeans sagging, if you already got your mind state in the wrong place, all right, if you're not understanding who your enemy is and the tools that they're going to use against you, you already lost. They call you fodder for the cannon. They just going to pick you off as they want to. All right, so I want to set the stage. I'm going to let y'all do your thing, but understand the way that they're going to come at you, because they're not going to care that you are brilliant. They're not going to care that you are an excellent student. They're not going to care that you're a great athlete, because the next one is coming. The next one is coming. All they're going to want to do is pop off on you at that moment because of what they've been taught or trained to do, or how they feel about themselves, or they're just pissed off about something else happening, they're going to take it out on you. That's what you got to understand. That's what we get ready to try to prepare you for, so you can understand their mind state, so you can understand the tools that they use, so you can understand the process. You do not want to be your mother, your father, your community, marching down to the police station holding a picture, you crying, talking about, I want some what? What was they all asking for? What they want? Justice. Justice. That's how I want some justice. They're not going to give you no justice. My man say this is they don't care about justice, they don't care about rules, and they arbitrarily enforce laws. It's a different set of codes. They got black codes, and they got codes for everybody else. And it ain't just white people. Because you know what I say, they're not doing this to Mexicans, they're not doing it to Latinos, they're not doing it to Asian people, they're not doing it to Italians, they're not doing it to Jewish people. All these people could be considered people of color. They doing it to African people, and not just here, all over the planet. So what we talking about is not just to protect yourself here. You could go to Europe. You could go down to the islands. I go to the islands. I've been to Jamaica, and I rock my locks. The black people look at me like I'm crazy. They're like, do you know that the police will come and pick you up? This is in Jamaica now. So the people will come and pick you up, the police, and get you missing because you're wearing locks. You don't see Jamaicans with locks in Jamaica. You see it on TV. You see Buju Banton and them. They're celebrities. They live above the mark. They looked at me like I was crazy. They was like, you better cover that up, man. I had people come and tell me, cover your hair, man. They will come and get you for that. Understand, this is happening to Africans all over the world. So these brothers are going to talk to y'all about some ways, some tools that'll help keep you safe. I want you to really listen and pay attention to what they're saying, and we want some feedback. All right, y'all got it.
We can. First, we like to say none of this was rehearsed. You know, we're coming straight from what we understand, what we know to be to make you safe. No one set up here and prepared a speech for you. So we're going to run through some things, tell you some important things that you need to know. Hopefully, you'll leave here understanding something that would save you, or in other words, cause you to be able to live another day. That's what we're here for, to present to you. While they get that together, we're going to do a few role plays where we did Friday to get your mindset on if you're encountered by police or you're encountered by anyone of aggression, some of the things that you could do to basically what we want to do is when you deal with martial arts, when you deal with any kind of confrontation or whatever, we teach that you never be the aggressor. Okay? You want to do everything that you can to avoid a confrontation. I think you probably heard that, you know, as far as with your parents. I know my parents told me that. You know, don't go to school starting any fights. Don't be, you know, you go to school to learn, you're here for education, but if someone puts their hands on you, you know, what do they say? Make sure that they never put their hands on anyone else again. So we're not teaching you, let me say this too, we're not advocating violence down here. We're teaching that you avoid that. But as men,